CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products such as our can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now, it's time to Stand for Truth with the host of Stand for Truth Radio, Susan Knowles.
Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, MAGA Monday. How is everybody? Hey, current day, Trey, Tillman, Mary Ann, Jerry, how are you? Marlene, good to see you. How is everybody? My nerves are fried. Oh my gosh, why? Hey, Sharon, good to see you. Pete, good to see you. Glad that you're here. Lori, good to see you. Julia, good to see you. Hi. Gary, good morning. Hugh, good morning. Max, Robin, good to see everybody. Tropical depression, building boat, and collecting animals. Wow, Tillman. That doesn't sound like fun. So much crap coming out, don't know which way to look. Yeah, tell me about it. There is a lot happening. A lot. Tropical Storm Emily passing over Florida. So I've heard. Huey, how are you? Good morning, everybody. Please invite your followers. Thank you, Hugh. Thank you for liking my hair. It's a little bit flatter today than it normally is. But thank you. Lots of rain. I'm not bringing small dogs. No dogs on that boat. Nice and dry here in Pasco. Yeah, California's pretty dry, so we're not getting your tropical weather. Huey in the news. I know. Oh, my gosh. All right, everybody, if you will please invite everyone, that would be great. Mary Ann said it's dry in Vegas. Not only is it dry in Vegas, but it's hot in Vegas. Hey, Beverly, good to see you. Hey, Kim, good to see you. Debbie Downer. Beautiful here today, Robin said, in Kentucky. We need some rain in Canada, Hugh said. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, there's so much news going on, and it's just Monday. But, you know, the thing of it is, it's MAGA Monday. We're winning. We win every week. More winning. We just love the winning. Keep on winning. That's all I have to say. Just keep it up. Let's keep it going. Hot in Indiana, Kim said. Oh, yeah, it's pretty hot here. Let me see if I can move this, get the light off of that. There you go, you guys. All right, so should we get started? Let me first say a congratulations to my friend and VA whistleblower Brandon Coleman. Brandon has been given a new job at the VA Accountability Office. He's going to be helping veterans that are whistleblowers make sure that they're treated well, that they're given the protections that they need. And what better person to do that than the person who himself was a whistleblower. I know, Gary. Let's get it started. I hope we're turning a corner and go after them. I know, Marianne. And if you would, please invite your followers. I see we had a sudden drop there, which is a little suspicious to me, but it's really weird. Hey, Supor. Mark, good morning. All right, so here's some good news. The Dow Jones opens at a new all-time high, and that it is up 60 points. Thank you for inviting your followers. I appreciate it. I think some people got knocked off suddenly. Hey, Gustav, Tori, good to see you. So you won't hear that on mainstream media in regards to the great news about the Dow, of course, and that's why I'm telling you, because you need to know that. Hey, Asher, good morning. Always something going on that we're missing because mainstream media isn't telling us anything about that. Other good news after President Trump visited Long Island, and he talked about the MS-13. Suddenly, hey Jack, good morning, good to see you. They had police raided 4 bars in the area, and they arrested at least 5, possibly more, MS-13 members who kind of use the bar as a sanctuary city for themselves. And Long Island, I believe, is a sanctuary city. I know, Don. Congratulations to Brandon Coleman. Doug sends you well wishes. Thank you, Asher. Send my well wishes to Doug as well. No, I didn't go to Politicon. I thought about it, and then I thought, why? Why would I want to be in a room with those people? And I don't mean the right, but those on the left. So I watched a little bit of it on Periscope. Jack, it's your first day on Periscope, everybody. Welcome, Jack0109. Good to see you. I watched some of it. I watched Chelsea Handler with Tommy Laren. And I wouldn't have wanted to see a whole lot of hours of that, to be honest with you. Yeah, never does, Tillman. None of that. Yeah, I can't say that I enjoyed Tommy Laren, but Chelsea didn't bring it. Well, Chelsea was too busy being Chelsea, right? Chelsea doesn't have to bring it. Chelsea just has to show up. Good morning, Mrs. Second Amendment. Saw some loony left actually trying to defend MS-13 on Tucker Carlson last night. I know, Hugh. It's amazing. It's kind of like with the mainstream media the other day when they had a press conference with the DOJ people. The first thing that they talked about when they were in regards to the MS-13, they couldn't say, wow, that's a great job that you're going after MS-13. No, they had to say things like, oh, but what about those poor people that have gotten, hey, Teresa, have been violated or abused or something like that, and they're afraid to come and tell you, like the other illegals. Well, it is horrendous when anybody is abused or threatened or hurt in any way. That should never happen. At the same time, they shouldn't be in the United States, and I think that would help cut down on some things, too, on the crime against them by people who take advantage of them because they are here illegally. So, it's twofold. It's kind of like get the MS-13 out, get those other people who are here illegally out, and crime rate will go down for everybody. And President Trump tweeted out again this morning. He says, highest stock market ever, best economic numbers in years, unemployment lowest in 17 years, wages rising, border secure, no White House chaos. Yeah, Tillman, they need to run in there in Chicago and just have a field day getting those gangs out of there, because that's what's causing all the crimes in Chicago. On Sunday, alien crime victims have special rights. Ludicrous. Oh, that's what they were saying on Tucker? Yeah, no. No, that's what the left would want, but that's not the law. And they don't want to follow the law. And I really liked it. They're considering going after the leaders of sanctuary cities, which I think is absolutely something they should have done a long time ago. Would love to see that happen. Would love to see them, handcuffed and walking out of there because they didn't follow the law, federal violations. The ICE chief threatens to bring charges against the leaders of the sanctuary cities. Thomas Homan is getting fed up with those who are shielding illegal immigrants, threatening sanctuary city leaders with violating federal anti-smuggling laws, which is a federal violation. That would be great. I am absolutely all for that. They should. They are making up their own laws, not fair to their citizens. It's true. It's absolutely true. They're violating it in every single way. Yeah, go get them, ICE. Yep, go get them, ICE. I would love to see that, especially like California, sanctuary cities up there in San Francisco. Take them out in handcuffs. Hey, Cully, good to see you. ICE babies, right, Marianne? For sure. I know. They've really got to get these people out of there quickly. Hey, Roger, thank you so much for your super hearts. So appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I wanted to let you guys know too. I wrote a couple articles. I want to tell you about one quickly. And for those that are over there on YouTube, you will actually get to see this, although it doesn't do it justice with the pictures there. But if you go to my website at susanknowles.com, there you'll find an article in regards to how to help veterans, and you can. There's this man who was walking across the entire United States to bring awareness to the 22 suicides per day for veterans. He is selling T-shirts that are, each T-shirt is individually made, not the cloth, but the picture on the T-shirt, silk screen or whatever you want to call that technique, is done. Each one is unique and different. Same picture, but it's all handmade, so it'll be slightly different. And it's if you go to susanknowles.com and look at my article, you will see the T-shirts, and they're really great T-shirts in regards to bringing awareness to 22 veterans that kill themselves each day. All the proceeds are going to go towards the veterans group that you donated to, the ones in Arizona, the Veterans on Patrol. So if you want to help them, it's so simple. Just buy a T-shirt, and it's a great T-shirt. And you can help spread awareness also of the 22 veterans who commit suicide each day. Hey, Brenda, good to see you. So just wanted to bring that up. And again, it's at susanknowles.com. You'll find the articles there. I didn't want to forget that. Hey, Wanda, good to see you. Good morning, Mustang girl. Also, in other news, as you probably heard over the weekend, Scaramucci is not going to be taking a salary. Just like the president, he is going to waive his salary, which is good because he's filthy rich. They are great, Robin, and they have them for men or women, and they have them in all sizes. And they also have T-shirts and hoodies, so I just kind of gave you the T-shirts there. Yeah, Scaramucci has a lot of money, so tons of money. He's not going to be hurting, trust me. He's an interesting character. Yeah, and Newt Gingrich was not happy with him when he was caught, using profanity on the phone. Newt Gingrich was like really upset. So, of course, we've gotten the assurance from Scaramucci that he's not going to do that again. Marianne said, not sure if I like him yet. Yeah, I'm jury's still out. I'm going to wait and see what he does. I don't like what he did in talking to, hey, Carmen, don't like what he did in talking to, the reporters. I think, leave those reporters out of it. Don't even go there. And that way you won't have to worry about them printing what you said. So I think that would be a good idea for him in the future. Now, we all saw, I don't know, some of us probably saw that General John Kelly was sworn in today as Chief of Staff. Can I hear yay? The dragging this personal life out. I know. Scaramucci is getting a divorce because, I don't know, and it really isn't important to his job and the role in the White House. So, but John Kelly, I think, is so great. I'm so glad that he's going to be the new Chief of Staff. I think it's amazing. And I wrote an article at susanknowles.com, the top 3 reasons why it's so awesome that he has become the Chief of Staff and why he was the right choice. If you go there and read the article, you'll see why I said that it was so awesome. It's at susanknowles.com. It's the 2 articles, the one about John Kelly and the one about the veterans, are side by side. But I think it's going to be, he's a guy that he's a general, a retired general. He's not going to be manipulated easily. His job is going to be to go in there and negotiate with Congress and everybody else. Hey, Melody, good to see you. And he's not going to be a pushover. He's not going to be like Reince. He's not one of them. He is not a good old boy in the good old boys club. He will jerk those people in line, Kim said. Yeah, I think he probably will. Psychotria, how are you? Thanks for retweeting. And I think it's a really good move. I was talking to my family last night about this, and what did they say, Robin? They need it, yep. Hey, Rhonda, good to see you. Yeah, I think that It's an excellent move. You need somebody tough. Trump likes to surround himself with generals. Why not? You know, he's talking about he wants more discipline in the White House. And you know what? I think it's a good thing because only if you're disciplined, really, can you get things done that need to be done for this country. You have to be disciplined. You have to understand the importance of doing things and doing it right the first time. Hey, Nick, good to see you. And he's done such a great job with immigration. I mean, who would have thought that immigration would be down so much, you know, going across the border? Was it 70+%? All because he's taken over and done that. I mean, he's done an amazing job. It's, yes, discipline is a very good thing. And see, we've forgotten about discipline for 8 years. Robin said her mom and sister are very happy about this, and Robin is too. Yeah, it's an amazing, amazing job. Everybody's being able to go out and get those people that are illegally here and get them out of the country. And by doing so, the crime rate goes down. Now, I want to give you a little information who is coming with him. That is Chief of Staff Kelly. He's bringing with him, and this is an odd way, this name is odd. Hey, Laura, it's Kirsten. It's Kirstjen. So it's Kirsten Nielsen, who serves as the Chief of Staff under Kelly at the DHS. She'll become the White House Deputy Chief of Staff. She attended the University of Virginia School of Law. She previously was commissioned by President Bush to serve as Special Assistant to the President for Homeland Security and Senior Director for Prevention, Preparedness, and Response on the White House Homeland Security Council. So she's had a lot of experience doing this. I'd say she's somewhere in maybe her early 40s. She's worked in the Homeland and National Security sectors for more than 2 decades. And so I think she's going to be great. And I could see him wanting to bring her along because if she's been his right-hand person all this time, he wants to continue in being effective. And I think when she's proven herself, and so all the more reason to bring her along. And so for now, the Secretary of Homeland Security, well, for now, Cully, it's Elaine Duke. She's the acting Secretary of Homeland Security. Now, whether she will get the job, I don't know. But let me tell you a little bit about her. She served in the federal government for almost 3 decades, according to her biography, most recently as the department's undersecretary for management from 2008 to 2010. So she served under both Bush and Obama. Robin said, Trump is slowly winning me over. I still pray and, of course, don't agree on everything, but what a change from Obama, good change. Yeah, and that's the thing, Robin. You know, he's a man, and just like all the rest of us, he's a human being. He's going to do things that are imperfect, but he's doing a great job, and we can't deny that he's doing a great job. And I would, if Hillary had won, oh, my God, this country would have been plunged into darkness. Hey, Ron, good to see you. So, you know, this is a man, as my co-host says on Tuesday on God's Views on Political News. It's a man that God has brought in for this time. None of us agree on everything, even in our own everyday lives. That's right, Kim. That's right. But he is doing a fantastic job. And, again, we talk about it every day. Hey, Marianne, you're back. Did you get kicked off? We talk about every day about the fantastic job he's doing and how the MSM, of course, ignores it. Now, if Congress could do a good job, we would be fine, but I'm not holding my breath on it. Yeah, Robin, don't hold your breath on that. No. You know, what do you guys think? I am, all weekend, I have been so disappointed by the fact, and I'm sure you are too, that John McCain had to, he made it actually his destiny, his life's work, whatever you want to call it. I know it's nice to see new blood at Homeland Security. But, they went out, they couldn't get Obamacare repealed and replaced. As I've said to you before, I honestly believe that the rhinos, and I'll call them dinos, I really plan to have him trained by next year. Oh, Laura, you got to get your husband on board. You got to get him on board the Trump train. Really do. But I really think that those rhinos and dinos want to take us to a single payer system. More proof of that is this weekend, Bernie Sanders coming out and saying, yes, I'm going to introduce single payer system. It's what they want. And I'm telling you something. I could see, you talk about civil wars. I could see people in America, if it comes down to that, they will be out in the streets. I don't know about you, but I am not going to go easily under a single payer system, if at all, because that will be a death knell for many people. Weekend at Bernie's, I know. Hands off my care, I know. I'm very upset with John McCain, but don't wish death on him like some have been doing. I know, Robin. For those people who are talking about, John McCain and wishing him that he would die, that's really a horrible thing to do. And you know what? It will come back to bite those people. It always does. Because whether or not I hear it, you hear it, or somebody else, God is listening. So, I really wish those people would stop that. You could say that he's not a good senator, you don't disagree with him, but you don't have to wish him death. Yeah, I think Carmen, he should go ahead and retire. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he will fight all of this up till the very end. And anytime anybody brings up health care, it's going to be John McCain coming in there on a stretcher if he has to. Yes, that's exactly right. You just wish him the best, and that's it. Because, but for the grace of God, could go anybody, and you don't want to treat people like that and have them treat you like that. It's just wrong. But getting back to what I was saying about healthcare, I really think that President Trump, he's fed up, just like the rest of us. I also think, yes, Kimmy, I don't wish Adam McCain, but I still don't dislike his mouth and his actions. He was very much, he was thrilled with himself and made a show of it to go up there and to deny us what we wanted, which is a repeal of Obamacare. He took great pleasure in that. McCain is about revenge, Asher says, and that's it. Yeah. Good morning, Amanda. It sure seemed like that, Asher. He did make it about him, Marianne. He wants to leave a legacy. John McCain is a progressive. I know, Cully. Why do the people in Arizona keep reelecting McCain? I do know there are a lot of special interest groups in Arizona that support him, and that's really who gets out and votes, and that's why he gets reelected. It's horrible, but yeah, they got him back in, and because they did, look what he did. No one else to vote for. No, there's Kelly Ward. Kelly Ward would be excellent. Excellent, excellent. Hello, Hank. How are you? Legacy won't be a good one for McCain, Robin said. No, it won't be. It won't be. It'll be as tarnished as Obama's. He barely won last election. Hey, Robert. Oh, Christy, sorry. I thought I saw Robert come in. Sorry about that. Kelly Ward is awesome, and she's also a big supporter of veterans, whereas I haven't seen that type of support coming from John McCain. Hey, Jason, good to see you. So we really do need somebody who understands the system, understands what the American public wants, what they need, what they're asking for. And I really, Kelly Ward is from Arizona, and she's a doctor. She's a physician. Very intelligent woman. I've seen some things that she's done. I've watched her a little bit. Can't vote for her, unfortunately. But people who know her really love her. And she, as I said, supportive of veterans. So, and as John McCain should be. But anyway, but I think that President Trump should really try to do something. Yeah, she is Amanda. She's a very smart lady. Should really try to do something here because, now you've got people coming out and saying, oh, okay, Republicans saying, okay, well, we didn't get Obamacare, so on to tax reform. You know what? I don't like this thing of you just walking away and saying, oh, well, we can't do this and we're done. One of the things that I want to see President Trump do, and I mean this, I want him to put Congress on Obamacare. Hey, Carrie, good to see you. And thank you for inviting your followers. I want him to go in there and say, you know what, get Obamacare like the rest of the people. And I don't know that he has the authority to do that on Congress, but there was, hey, Amy, good to see you. There was a congressman, a Republican. Let me see if I get his name here. Johnson, I believe, is the one who did it. But anyway, he came out and he has introduced an amendment. Oh, Ron Johnson introduces an amendment making Congress eligible for Obamacare. And what this means is, see, up until now, Congress has declared itself to be a business, okay? A business. We all know that Congress is not a business. So anybody under 45 staffers, which they have, they declare themselves as a business. However, Congress can't legally do that. So if you have a small business, then you can buy health insurance on the DC's Small Business Health Exchange, which is normally only available for businesses with less than 100 employees. Now, what happens is the federal employees receive a benefit that pays up to $12,000 of their premiums through the Federal Employees Health Benefits Program. Now, you and I don't get that. Nobody's paying for our insurance unless you have an employer that does that. But as we know, employers have been struggling with that and bringing on people because they can't afford to bring a lot of people on because they won't get this, this exemption under Obamacare. So that kind of employer contribution, giving them $12,000 in premiums, is illegal under Obamacare, right? So Congress decided to move everyone to the Small Business Exchange, even though they aren't a business and even though they're not following the law that they enacted. So, and here you go. You have a law enacted by Congress, and they're saying, you know what? We don't have to follow the law. What kind of BS is that? How much longer are we going to allow our politicians to enact laws against us and then say, but we're not gonna apply them to us? Yes, it needs to be done to Congress so they will realize what it is doing to Americans. Once again, put themselves above others, Marianne said. Absolutely. It isn't right. Amy said, took the words right out of my mouth. It's not right. I mean, come on. They should be on Obamacare or nothing. And they, because that way, if they are, then they will see exactly what other people are going through. They will see, it will make Obamacare implode that much faster. And, let them go out and have to go and register on Obamacare and try to find insurance like people who get on Obamacare. Why should they have premiums paid for? Why should they be allowed to call themselves a business when they're not? Why should they get special treatment? I mean, enough. I'm for Trump using executive order to put Congress on Obamacare. And see, Robin, I don't know that Trump has the authority to do that. I'm just not sure. Because he, it's one branch against the other. He can't pass law, but he may be able to, he can certainly defund it more than he has. I mean, he can just keep defunding Obamacare until it no longer exists. And I think it's what he should do. It's obvious how they feel by the way they talk down to us in press conferences. I know, Marianne. It's like they forget. We elected you. We put you there. We pay your salary. Stop treating us as second-class citizens or your serfs. Gold-plated benefits. Yeah. Robin said, we are paying for their health care. He should be able to do that. Robin, it's a matter of can he enact. He can't enact laws, that's for sure, because he's not Congress. Although Obama got away with it. Yeah, exactly, Christy. Have to remind these people you work for us. And again, we are going to have to go out there and vote these people out. We're going to have to campaign harder than we've ever campaigned before to get these people out and to get better replacements. People who are going in there, again, I keep bringing it up, Paul Nehlen. He is a businessman. He's had to work for a living. He didn't just, he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth like some of these people in Congress who've never worked a day in their lives outside of the political arena. I know. Robin says she can dream. I know. Again, Robin, I think he can get it done, though. I really do think the president can get it done. He tweeted out, unless Republican senators are total quitters, which they are, I'm sorry, Mr. President, but they are, Repeal and replace is not dead. Demand another vote before voting on any other bill. And that's what President Trump tweeted out on Saturday. He's right about that, but they are quitters. Unfortunately, they are quitters. And, I'm hoping that retired General Kelly can go in there and say, all right, Congress, what's up with this? And try to get these people to do something, motivate them, pushing to get them to do something. Now, Trump also threatened to end health care bailouts for insurers and lawmakers, getting paid to do nothing. I know, they are. You look at what Congress has done. Tell me what they've done. We can list all the accomplishments of President Trump since January. What has Congress done since January? What have they passed? How have they benefited you and me? Tell me. I don't know of anything. They've always been allowed to do nothing. Exactly. Ryan and McConnell must go, Amanda. Yes. Gave themselves great insurance. Yes, Marianne. Nothing Mrs. Second Amendment said. Congress needs to stay out of the market and get back to doing the job that they were supposed to do, keeping the playing field somewhat fair to consumers and businesses, Nick said. Agreed. Let's see. Trump tweeted, after 7 years of talking, repeal and replace, the people of our great country are still being forced to live with imploding Obamacare. If a new health care bill is not approved quickly, bailouts for insurance companies and bailouts for members of Congress will end very soon. He also tweeted, if a new health care bill is not approved quickly, bailouts for insurance companies and bailouts for members of Congress will end very soon. Think about it. If you keep giving people, and like insurance companies, you keep giving them all the monies that they need, the federal subsidies and everything. What's the motivation? It's the same motivation that the Democrats give those that keep them on the government dole. No, there is no motivation. Zero, zilch, nada. When you're sitting there with your hand out and you're getting money in it for doing nothing, there's no incentive to say, you know what, let's get back to being insurance companies, helping people, letting them buy the policies across state lines. Let's do our jobs as insurance companies. I know, no motivation enabling them to continue. Just absolutely zero. I mean, my gosh, why have motivation when you don't have to do anything? And then Representative, he's a Republican, Chris Collins said, Obamacare is here to stay for the foreseeable future, and let's move on to, tax reform. Do you really think that you're going to have any better opportunities with tax reform than you had here? I mean, again, these people, they are quitters, Mr. President. Sorry, they are quitters. You're going to have to light a fire under them. And again, what are they going to do? They're going to go away for August, the entire month of August, and they're going, your wife's insurance gone up 68%. See, Wayne, that's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Most of us have doubled or tripled premiums that we have to pay, huge deductibles. They are losers, Amanda said. Yes. We will get screwed over with tax reform as well, Robin said. You know what's going to happen with health care. When you reach across the aisle like John McCain wants you to, only thing the Democrats are going to do is pile on the taxes and the mandates and everything else. It's going to be spend, tax. That's all they can do. If you can pick your car insurance, why not your health insurance? Well, Cully, don't speak too loudly. Don't give them any ideas. They'll probably take that away from you as well. I mean, it's really weird. Hey, Carrie. Gary snuck in under the radar. I didn't see, I don't think. So, I mean, we have to, and we're not, you know what? Here's the thing. We're not going to get government out of insurance. We're not going to get them out of our health care. They have been involved for 8 years practically. They're not going to leave because all they can do, every single opportunity they get, is tell you how millions of people are going to die and be without insurance. And the CBO, see, the thing that they're not telling you is that when, the young people, they don't want to be on insurance. They don't want to have to pay for insurance. They're going to opt out automatically. If they can, they're just going to say, I don't want it. I'm not going to take it. So the CBO is making it look like people are going to be without insurance. They're going to be without insurance because they choose to be. Yeah. Thanks, Tori. See you tomorrow. Millions going to die, dim scare tactic for the brainwash. And Mrs. Second Amendment, it absolutely works each and every time. I know, Robin. I don't want to be on insurance. I don't need it either, Asher said. And there's other insurance that you can get, like the MetaShare, whatever, where you pay out of pocket and then hope you get reimbursed. But for a lot of people, Fireplace, Precious, CBO says 50 million would opt out of Obamacare. That's right, because they don't want it. The young people don't want it. They don't want to have to pay, the individual mandate, whatever the requirements were, the penalties and this, that, and it's ridiculous. Exactly. I know, Cully. All of us have to pay more car insurance to pay those people that can't afford insurance. Yep. And, there are a lot of people still who believe that Obamacare is what they need, that without Obamacare, they'll have no insurance. Without Obamacare, they will not have their bills paid, and they'll be on the streets. But I'm telling you, how many people died before Obamacare? There was a very, very, very small portion of the United States of people who could not afford insurance. And now we've got everybody. We had to go and screw up everybody's. They have no insurance now. Yeah, they can't afford it. They can't afford the Obamacare insurance rates. I mean, it was never intended to work. Let's just put it that way. It was never intended to work. It was always intended to bring us back down to a single payer system. Yeah, we can't afford it, Marlene, and it's failing. I resent anything the government tells you have to do. Asher says our pocketbooks are starving from all the insurance and bills rising. And then if you live in California, you're going to have another $1,200 a year taken out because of crazy climate change governor who wants to keep us on the agreement that Paris has. So he's taking out $1,200 a year in taxes for our gasoline taxes. Echo chambers are real. Okay. So, I mean, 2 people jumped to their death because they couldn't afford health insurance. Cully, they were saying that was originally what they thought, but then they decided that really what it was, they were just financially strapped. And that's why they did it. They jumped to their death and left their kids. $5,000 a year for homeowners, flood and wind. That's amazing, Marlene. That's a lot of money. Most people can't afford it. And again, most people cannot afford to get something like MetaShare where you have to pay the doctor first and then hope that you get reimbursed. Who has all types of money laying around? I had a friend who wanted to try that. She put her family on that, and they've had several trips now to the emergency room, and they're financially, it's really put a strain on them. Did I see that California got a 71-cent gas tax increase? Asher, it'll be about $1,200 a year. Yeah, thanks to Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown, who wanted to put us on, he's so concerned about climate change and the environment, and there's reports coming out that Central California has got some type of toxins in the water from all the pesticides that are probably, I don't know, maybe trying to kill people with those, not intentionally perhaps, but that's the result. I'm a victim. Yeah, I know, Christy. So am I. Ugh. California is gone absolutely insane. I wish they would get Jerry Brown out. I know this is his last term. People are probably just thinking, we'll wait until he goes. But, it can't be soon enough. Now, a couple things that you want to know maybe on the Democrat side. Nancy Pelosi. You know how people are trying to get Nancy out? There's been talk. Talk is starting up again saying, we got to get Nancy out. This new deal, new wages, new this, better that, whatever, is not working, and it's stupid. 80% of antibiotics are sold to farmers, thus, in our food. Situation seems to be getting worse every day on insurance. So sad. I know, Roger. It is ridiculous. But Nancy Pelosi, one reason that not everybody is wanting to see Nancy leave is because Nancy raised, yes, Moonbeam Brown needs to go. Cully never should have been elected for 4 terms. Pelosi has raised $24.7 million for the DNC by throwing 124 VIP events in 22 cities and doing email campaigns. So she raised 26 total. She gave 24.7 million to the DNC. The DNC needs her. That's why she's not going anywhere. They need her money. Government health care bill will be a disaster, and the media won't cover the major mistakes that the government makes when the time comes, Nick says. Exactly. Pelosi and Waters both need to be out. Yeah, I agree with you because Nancy is, but I don't think they're going to do it anytime soon. When Nancy and Diane closed the Delta, all the farms died by Hanford and Visalia. I went through there. Guess who bought the land? I don't know. Nancy and Diane. Robin said, all of my family are involved, and we do what we can, whether signing petitions or getting involved in campaigns. I'm grateful for all my family. Yes, Robin, thank you for that, too. So, don't expect to see Nancy to go very soon if that's going to, keep up, because that's a lot of money. And they need that and they're trying to raise more and more and more money, and that's even more than she typically gives. Because why? Because, again, they want to make sure that they get the White House back. And how are they going to do that? By keeping this Russia narrative going on and on and on. Now, in regards to that Russia narrative, there are people that are kind of speculating that perhaps with Kelly gone now out of the DHS, some people are saying maybe they should move Sessions over into the DHS because if he does that, he could just go on and fight the illegal immigrants and, get them out of the country, do everything that John Kelly was doing and keep that going, because that's essentially what he's doing now. He's continuing to go after sanctuary cities, MS-13 and all that type of thing. And get a new AG. But Amy, here's the I think this is what the goal is. Not just get a new AG, because bringing somebody in would take a long time, right? It takes that the Democrats would drag their feet, especially because they would say, oh, they're only doing this because of Russia, right? They want to stop the investigation. So what happens is if you can put pressure on Rosenstein after, let's say, Sessions is moved over, then Rosenstein may quit, or perhaps President Trump or somebody else could fire him. Possibility, not too likely in my opinion, could happen. But if you do that, then the next person in line is Rachel Brand. Rachel was selected by the president. So essentially, she's supposed to be on our side. So that would be somebody who then could go in and maybe not fire Mueller right away, but you could go in and limit the scope of what he's doing. Take away the funding so that he would have less and less money to hire tons and tons of Hillary donors as lawyers, right? So that's a possibility. Robin said, we fought to get Governor Bevin in office in Kentucky. I was all over the place and encouraging friends to register to vote. Yes, and Bevin's is great. Governor Bevin is great. Yeah, yes. So I don't know what you think about that story, but again, it's kind of it's being pushed out there. And she could make things difficult for Mueller, absolutely. And Dana Perino, the former White House secretary under George Bush and the person that's on Fox now, thought that would be a way to appease the conservatives. And again, it's never, because the conservatives, many people do not want Sessions gone. I know there's a few people who do want Sessions gone, but there are just as many, if not more, who say that Sessions is doing a great job and that he should not go. So that would appease them. And I think it would be a great plan. I mean, it would absolutely be great, because I think she could put so much, whoever, would then be in charge of Rosenstein. He would be in charge in the beginning like he is now, but people could continue to put pressure on him or fire him. And then, that would happen. So we'll see if that's possible. Another thing that is a tweet that went out. It was a little, yes, it would if Sessions would agree to it. Yeah, I think Sessions, I don't know why he wouldn't. because it's kind of what he's doing right now as the AG. But yeah, and maybe leave it up to Trump and Sessions. Yeah, on Sessions, right, Cully? Yeah, I know. Because at this point, I mean, I think Sessions is doing a great job. He's continuing to do more stuff. I had written down what he had done lately. He They went after a guy who was a national from China, and they convicted that guy who was trying to. Oh, here we go. A chairman of real estate development. It was a scheme to bribe the UN, and that's somebody that the Sessions went after, and they convicted the guy. So he's doing, again, as I said, he does a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we're not going to hear about. He's not a in your face type of guy, look at me type of guy. He just kind of diligently does his work. Now that might hurt him. Maybe he needs to be more vocal about it, but he's doing work. He's getting stuff done. So, we're not, some people just aren't giving him enough credit for what he is doing. Let's see. You probably know this by now, but the Hamburg attack that we talked about the other day, where the guy went in wielding a knife in the grocery store or the supermarket, killed one, injured others. I know this is going to shock you, but they're saying now that was a terrorist attack with radical Islamic motives for doing so. Again, I know that's going to surprise you. Yeah, I know. Wow, shocker. A lot of Republicans are quick to judge. Yep, Cully. Yeah, I know. Can you believe he was actually a terrorist? Who saw that coming? Because normally people go into grocery stores, with knives. Hey, Bill, domestic terrorist. So another thing that is kind of not in the news, I just wanted to let you know because you're not going to hear about it. Israel is in talks to shut down Al Jazeera in their country. Other Saudi Arabia and other Sunnis tribes, people that have Sunnis, I don't know which ones those are exactly. I just know for sure Saudi Arabia are saying we're kicking Al Jazeera out. Why is that? Because they're pretty much covering Palestinian terrorist attacks and doing things that people feel like Israel and the Sunnis feel that are harmful to their country. So we kind of kicked Al Jazeera out, so they should too. What about the van in L.A. that hit those people? Have you heard anything? Asher, supposedly that van in L.A. that it injured, I think, 7 people, some life-threatening. They say so far that it looks like that was an accident. And I haven't heard anything more other than what I saw last night. Yeah, I know, Bill. Foot slipped and I just ran over 7 people. Oh. Also, I don't know if you heard about this. It came up last week, but I didn't want you to miss it. And I don't think we had time to talk about it. But there's a candidate for mayor in Minneapolis who wants to disarm police officers, and that's the premise that he's running on. I think we kind of briefly said it, but I just wanted you to know is that he's a Democrat, of course. Raymond Dehn, Den, I guess is how you would pronounce it. Yeah, he wants to disarm the police officers. That's what I want in my neighborhood. Cops that can come to a call and, when you're being attacked and they don't have a gun. Who wouldn't want that? Asher said he thinks that LA he was trying to hit him and that's why he ran the stop sign. I know, Robin, absolutely insane to disarm the police. I guess, Marianne, he's trying to get the people, it's a huge Muslim population growing up there in Minneapolis, and perhaps he was trying to get them to vote for him. I saw that story, and it's a very, very stupid idea. I know, Roger. It's like, if you really feel that way, Mr. Democrat, why don't you go ahead and move to Europe, and you'll be right at home there. Run for something there. also CARE, CARE, is trying to say that the attacks against Muslims are on the rise. And they're saying they increased 91% uh, in the first quarter of 2017. But when you really look at the statistics and what's going on, there are more Muslims coming into the country each and every day. We've probably taken in more Muslims over the last 8 years than many countries have. They found out, though, that when they were looking at the numbers, that more whites and blacks have crimes against them than do the Muslims. But you're not going to hear that, of course. They looked at a crime chart like in 2015. Whites had 613 attacks, blacks 1,749, Hispanics 299. Guess what the number was for Muslim attacks? I know the mayor should disarm his bodyguards then. Well, he's not the mayor yet. He's hoping to be. No, Bill. Actually, that's quite high. It was 37. So, again, CARE always tries to come out with these statistics. They do it in the schools and they do it everywhere else, saying Muslims are bullied more than everybody else. Muslims, 37. Muslims are attacked more than everyone else. But when you look at the numbers, when you actually look at the reports, it's not true. But because people don't want to hurt their feelings, they just go along with what CARE says. Like they don't even question it. It's like, oh, okay. And one thing I like about John Kelly too is that CARE of New York came out and said that basically that they were opposed and they didn't like what John Kelly had to say about his Islamophobic comments about Muslims. So they were really opposed to that, and they were just saying he shouldn't have said that. So I'm glad that CARE doesn't like John Kelly. That gives me even more reason to like John Kelly. And I don't know if anybody saw this morning. Lee had a scope really quickly, and I just caught it before we came on. Dog the Bounty Hunter and Beth were on. CARE is a terrorist group, and we need to name it as such. But Cully, as I said last week, for some reason, Tillerson is hesitant to do that, and he's absolutely not doing what I think that he should, and what I think President Trump wanted. So I don't know how that's going to fare. When I say that, that's what I'm reading in the news. So I don't know if that's true or not. I'm thinking that it is, but don't know for sure. But he's hesitant to do that, and he also kind of, talks about the partnership with them and how great that is, that type of thing. He keeps it pretty low key, but he's not saying they're a terrorist group. He's not designating them as that. And who knows? Maybe, with all the travel restrictions, maybe this isn't the time to do it. Hey, Veritas, how are you? Hey, Seba Taruv. It's your first day on Periscope. Welcome. But anyway, Lee was talking. There was a family, apparently, who had a son who was walking home, and he was shot and killed by this other guy, allegedly, who had been released from jail because instead of being, having to post cash and post a bond, they have a new thing in New Jersey now, according from Chris Christie. What they do is they release the defendant's pre-trial based upon a risk assessment of what they think whether or not this person is going to hurt anybody or commit crime. And so this young man was gunned down by a guy that they had released on bail. This is all alleged, of course. And I guess they got the risk assessment wrong. There was an attorney who said, what happens is that, oh, Asher, your dog's so sweet. The attorney came out and said what happens is when you commit a crime, you usually have to get the family involved, and they post bond. And so basically, when you kind of go around that, you don't have family members who are that have a lot to lose. I mean, there are some families that come in there and go, look, I'm not going to pay your bail because you could skip bail and then they could lose their house for putting up money on that. So, again, when you sidestep the people who could watch over these individuals and make sure that they're not committing crimes while they're out or refusing to allow them out because they're too much of a risk for the family, then basically you ruin the whole process. And then what happens? People's sons and daughters end up dying. This man had 2 children that now his parents are going to have to raise. I mean, it's just, it's a horrific situation. And I really dogged the bounty hunter. I love the guy. He said, thank you, Cully. He said, New Jersey, tell me who your top 10 offenders are, and I'm going to go after them. So, I mean, if Dog goes after them in New Jersey, cleans up the streets, hopefully he can put them back in and they won't let them out. But people in New Jersey are up in arms about that. They don't like what, I know, good for Dog. They don't like what Christie has done. And I don't know if you saw over the weekend, Chris Christie got mad at some guy at the ball game who yelled out and said, when Christie was walking away, the guy says, "You suck." Christie turns around with nachos in hand, went up and got that close to the guy, that far away from his face, and basically, said something to him, kind of like, why don't you get a beer or something, calm down, and then walked away. So, we have a governor who is, he does suck. I know. I'm sorry, he does, Ask anybody in New Jersey. Ask the parents of the young man who got shot and killed. Yeah, that's the reason he doesn't have a role. Call him a tough guy. Yeah, Veritas, that's right. Yeah, what a class act. And I've also never seen anybody go to a baseball game dressed with, their shirt and pants that they were wearing to work. I don't know. I guess on Saturday maybe he had something to do and couldn't change clothes. But my gosh, relax a little bit, Chris. You can relax with your tacos or nachos, whatever you have. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you don't get into people's faces like that. If that guy had done that to Chris Christie, he would have been taken away. I'm glad the president didn't pick him. Let's hope he doesn't pick him if Sessions goes over to another office or something like that. Yeah, Catherine, well, come to California, you'd be more upset with the gas tax here, probably. He's a loose cannon. Sure seems that way. From what I saw, it looked like it. I mean, again, to get up in somebody's face like that close. Chrissy and nachos, what a surprise. And he balanced them well. He didn't have any problems holding on to them, even while he was, with his face in the other guy's face. I loved the South Park episode with Beth on it. It was hilarious. Yep. I like Dog and Beth. I think they do a great job. And they clean the streets of people that shouldn't be out in the first place. And people who are skipping bond. Let's see. Now, Sarah Carter, I think I was going to tell you this a minute ago. Sarah Carter, there was a tweet that came out, and she tweeted this on July 28th, and it was just really quick. Nobody made a mention of it. Didn't hear about it again. But it said, McMaster has been communicating with White House internal politics to acting FBI Director Andy McCabe. More shakeups? ? So to me, it implied that McMaster was a leaker, and that would be devastating, I think, to President Trump, seeing as how that he was a retired general as well, but he's also a globalist. So I don't know. But again, nothing's been said since. I haven't seen anything that she's tweeted since then. But I thought that was, a little strange. McMaster has been communicating with White House internal politics to acting FBI Director Andy McCabe. More shakeups? ? Yeah, Amanda, I'm not too fond of McMaster. I don't like the fact that he's a globalist. That's my big thing. And I think we talked about this the other day about Spicer. It's possible he's met with supposedly Fox News, CBS, and NBC. So Spicer could be going there to take a position and not just Dancing with the Stars. Um, One last thing I want to give you before we go on immigration. A 65-year-old woman was allegedly raped in Portland, Oregon by a 31-year-old Mexican national. He's accused of breaking into her home, tying her up, and then raping her. That same day, he allegedly attacked a woman in the basement of a parking garage where police allegedly found him in the act of raping a second victim. He has, get this, he has re entered the U.S. illegally after being deported 20 times with at least 5 probation violations from reentry. He was last deported in November 2016. So there you go. All the more reason need to get these people out of the country. Thank you guys for coming today. Thank you so much for your support. Please check out my website at susanknowles.com. Please look at the 2 articles I did today. One is on veterans. I think you'll love it. And the other one is on John Kelly. I think you'll love that too. But please check out all of that. Thank you guys. Thank you, Hugh. You have a stellar day as well. I know, Robin, get the illegals out of the country. So disgusting and horrible. Asher, thank you. Say hello to Doug for me and your cute little dog that was watching with you. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Have a great day. And let's see if I can end Periscope. It never likes me to go. Thanks, guys. Thank you on YouTube. Thanks so much. And we'll see you back here again tomorrow. Please retweet everybody if you will and give me a thumbs up. That'd be